Hello, hope you're having a great day. Now today is the first day where I feel like I'm actually getting through my recent period of flopping. Today is Monday and I have been going through my full morning routine for the first time in, well, what seems like ages. It was certainly a few days. I had to take my girlfriend Kat to work today because I need use of her car, which kind of makes it a bit easier for me to get up and, get going straight away. But there is always the risk that when I get back from dropping her off, I'll just end up going back to bed. And thankfully I didn't do that today. One thing I did do, which I've mentioned on this channel before, is I made a point of putting all my layers on and brushing my teeth and having my glasses and glasses of water and my vitamin C, before I took Kat to work. So that when I got back, I've already got my layers on from my walk around the block, etc. So when I got back from dropping her off, I literally just needed to throw on an extra coat, grab my headphones, and then go for my walk around the block. The more ready I am to go for my walk around the block when I get back from dropping Kat off, before I even go to drop Kat off, the less chance there is of me flopping when I get back from dropping Kat off. So yeah, went for my walk straight away as soon as I got back from dropping Kat off, and then been going through the next stages of my morning routine. So wrote in my journal, had a meditation, admittedly did end up scrolling on my phone for about 10 minutes after my meditation before I picked this camera up, which is often the case. But yeah, compared to the flop days that I've had recently, today is going really well, and I want to continue that. I want to get myself around to the garage relatively early today, start working on my cars, find out if I've managed to solve the issue I was struggling with all last week on my favourite car. I doubt it, to be honest. And yeah, just make this, start of this week also the start of me, not flopping and me doing everything that I need to. Now, there's definitely still a residue within me of resistance to this. My mind is trying to drag me into the future and start contemplating all the stuff I've got to do today, trying to make it seem like it's, unbearable and make it seem like it's harder than it is, and ultimately drag me away from just focusing on the next thing I need to do. It's trying to make me sort of dread how busy the day is going to be. Even in terms of my morning routine, it's trying to make me dread the fact that I've got to do all these steps of my morning routine when all I need to do really is focus on the next step of my morning routine. And yeah, I just had to keep dragging my attention away from what my mind's telling me and back to, what's in front of me in the present moment, because the present moment is all we really have. And ultimately, because I had a period of flopping recently, it's no surprise that there's still a bit of residue there. But I'm also really determined to, put that behind me and crack on with, being back on track, living a life where I am on track, doing everything that I know I need to do. The knowledge is there. I know what I need to do day to day. It's just doing it, and it's just, ignoring my mind trying to distract me from doing it. And yeah, today I feel like I am through my recent, flop spell, you could say. But right now I need to crack on with my workout and then jump in a cold shower, and then I can have my healthy breakfast, of course. Now on a Monday morning I'm due to do arms and chest here at home, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some push-ups, going to do some triceps extensions, going to do some bicep curls, and 2 sets of each as usual, and then I'm going to jump in my cold shower. I've definitely noticed today that I've got a bit of an ache on my elbow joint, which I've never really noticed before. I don't know whether it's because I haven't really been working out the last few days, and I don't know. I've never really noticed pain in that joint before. So I hope that's not going to be an ongoing thing. I do have some fish oil supplements every day, which I think helps with your joints and stuff. But yeah, maybe I'm going too heavy on my bicep stuff. I don't know. But I haven't done anything for days now, so it's weird how it's hurting today. But yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, let's crack on with this workout. Well, my shoulder injury is definitely still there a bit for it when I was doing my push-ups, so I was only doing 15 push-ups in a set. And with the biceps I used the lighter dumbbell, the same one that I used with the triceps. I normally go heavier on the biceps. It's weird. This elbow joint pain. Yeah, it's a new one, but there you go. Feel like I half-assed my workout a little bit because, you know, did do less push-ups and slightly less weight on the biceps, but, you know, something's better than nothing. And yeah, now time for a cold shower. All right, into the evening time, and you join me at my beautiful girlfriend Kat's work, and I've come to pick her up. Now, today has been an awesome day round the garage. I managed to resolve what I spent all week failing to do on my favourite car. Got my other car back on the road as well, and I didn't even need the part that I bought yesterday off of eBay. So that's 90 quid that I could have done with not spending, but that part will now just be a spare, so it's absolutely fine. But yeah, really happy to have the two cars back on the road. I was so relieved and so happy to take my favourite car for a spin today. You know, I've been around the garage solving the issue with both of the cars, and yeah, filmed a video including filming me taking my favourite car for a joyride, and yeah, I was really happy. But you know, I made a point that after I'd finished filming that video to, you know, bring myself back to reality and realise that it is only a car. You know, they are only cars. And remember that I don't want to be the kind of person that, you know, jumps for joy every time something goes right, because that normally means that you're also the kind of person that ends up getting depressed every time there's bad things going on in your life, you know. Now, life has ups and downs, and you don't want to be emotionless, but, you know, you need to put things into perspective. Yes, I've got both of the cars on the road today. That's awesome, but that's as far as it goes. You know, there is more important things in life, like my health and fitness, physical, mental, spiritual. But, you know, it has been a great day, and I'm just really glad that I got up this morning, went through my full morning routine, and yeah, then got round to the garage around lunchtime, you know, filmed a video, so created some content, which I can now edit and release in the next couple of days. And yeah, made it back to pick my girlfriend up from work. Now, I have got an issue, right? Because I'm supposed to go to the gym and do a leg session tonight. However, my phone screen has decided to stop working. I mean, my screen was smashed. I pulled the screen protector off today and confirmed that the screen is smashed beneath it. And I can't unlock my screen, so I can't get into my phone. I can't phone Kat to let her know I'm here. I'm just hoping that she's going to phone me, and then I'll hopefully at least be able to answer the phone. I can't type in the first digit of my code to turn the screen off to actually use my phone. So that's really annoying, and it's making me not want to go to the gym tonight to do a leg session. And I think what I'm going to do as a compromise, and I accept that this isn't good enough and it's not ideal, I think I'm going to bang out a leg session at home. Now, the reason I don't want to go and do a leg session without my phone is for a couple of reasons. I mean, I can't film the clips of me working out, which I want to put in this video, but I also like to listen to podcasts whilst I'm in the gym working out. You know, I don't like to just listen to the music that they're playing in the gym. And I get it, that it is a weakness of mine, it is a flaw of mine. You know, I shouldn't have a crutch that I need, you know, as in the podcasts in my ear, to get me to go and do a workout in the gym. But if I'm honest, I just can't contemplate going to do a whole gym session with just the music in the gym to listen to. You know, a leg session is intense, it is long, and yeah, I'd rather listen to a podcast while I'm doing a leg session. So I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm going to do a leg session at home. Now, a couple of thoughts around this that make it, you know, seem less of a flop than it is. You know, kind of justification for why it is okay for me to do a leg session at home instead. Now, whenever I flop, like last week, for instance, I flopped. I didn't do a back and shoulder session. I didn't do an arm and chest session. Now, whenever I flop, you know, at all during a week, I always flop after I've done a leg session, because a leg session is the first session I do of any week, right? There was a time a month or two ago where I was injured, and then I had a cold. You know, I didn't go boxing for a couple of weeks, and even then, it was like I'd done my leg session and then ended up flopping. You know, whenever I flop, it's either I flop a back and shoulder session, or I flop my arm and chest session, or I flop both of those two. I don't think I've ever flopped a whole week, apart from when I was ill. So what I'm saying is, whenever I've actually flopped to do my quota in terms of my gym sessions, I always end up doing my leg session, right? So it's not that bad that this week
I might end up flopping my leg session, but doing a leg session at home, which is going to be not as intense. That's just the way it is. I don't work out as intense at home. But then later on in the week, I'll end up doing my back and shoulders and my arm and chest in the gym. That's the plan. So it'll kind of level it up in a way, right? The other thing is, people that actually know what they're doing with health and fitness and stuff, you know, they say that you should have like a deload week every now and again. I actually had someone comment on, I think it was yesterday's video or the video before that, saying exactly the same thing. And you know what? You're right. Like, it is good to have a deload week every now and again, a rest week or whatever, you know, a week where you go lighter. The reason I can't do that is because every single day my lazy mind is trying to make me have a rest day or have a rest week, you know, trying to talk me out of going to the gym. I mean, that's what's happening this evening. I acknowledge that. You know, my mind is now making the excuse not to go to the gym because I don't have my phone to listen to the podcast, and it's, you know, making it seem really, really, really unbearable to go to the gym without listening to my podcast, right? So I accept that's literally what's happening now. So because my mind's always trying to talk me out of going to the gym, I can't just plan a week off, because then I'll find that it'll be really hard to get back on it the following week, for instance. So I have my deload weeks when I flop or when I'm injured or when I'm ill. You know, it's inevitable that with the ups and downs of life, I'll end up flopping for one reason or another. So they're my deload weeks. But as I say, whenever I do flop, it's usually after I've already done my leg session. So, you know, I've flopped legs way less than anything else in terms of, you know, my career of lifting and going to the gym. So that kind of, to me, justifies me not going to the gym tonight to do a leg session, and I'm going to do a leg session at home instead. Now, the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to do some squats with a bar, and because Kat will be there, she'll be able to lift the bar onto my shoulders and take it back off me again. So I'll do squats with a bar, really heavy, and what I'm going to try and do is force myself to go a lot closer to failure. I don't normally go right to failure with my workouts at home. They're just not as intense. I find that I'm able to really go to failure in the gym because I've gone all the way there. You know, you go all the way to the gym, you're going to a dedicated place, the gym, which is literally for working out. So, you know, while you're there, you go hard, right? Whereas at home, I find I don't get quite as close to failure. Maybe partly because most of my workouts at home are in the morning and they're, you know, more about my head and stuff rather than me wringing every bit of gains out of my workouts. But yeah, tonight I'm going to try and really go close to failure. Might only still do 2 sets of each exercise like I normally do with my morning workouts. But yeah, I'm going to try and make a point of going harder with this leg session at home than I normally do with my at-home workouts, right? So anyway, going to do squats with a bar. I'm going to do some calf raises with the bar, and I'll probably do those back to back, just to save me putting the bar down and picking it back up like 4 times. As I say, I can get Kat to help me put the bar on my back and take it off again. And then I'm going to use these strap things I've got to try and do similar to hip adduction and hip abduction, right? So set up the straps so that, you know, there's resistance with me basically pulling my leg inwards, from outwards, if you like, and then I can probably wrap the straps around both my legs and maybe sit down, and, you know, so the resistance will be against me pushing my legs outwards, right? So yeah, I can probably do both legs at the same time there. So that'll, I don't know which machine is the hip adduction and which is the hip abduction, but in the gym. Oh, luckily Kat's ringing me and I can answer it on the car. I'll be back in a sec. So yeah, where was I? So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and do my best in terms of having as much of a heavy leg session as I can at home. Although I accept that it's not going to be as heavy as if I went in the gym and did an intense leg session like I normally do. And I fully accept that even though it is because my phone's broke, I fully accept that that is a flaw in myself, and that is me allowing my mind to make me wimp out. But yeah, there you go. And my beautiful girlfriend has arrived. Right, so I've got these strap things. Kat's mum got me in for Christmas. It's 3 different levels of resistance. This is the heaviest one, the stiffest one. I've already put a knot in it. Some of these come as a loop. This one was just like straight, so you put a knot in it. And in theory, if I do this, it'll be just like the hip machine, or one of them. It might take a while to get to failure though. Yeah, it takes ages to get to failure. That was 60. I could probably do
another 60. And then to replicate the other hip machine, again that was 60, but I'll be here all day if I go to failure. Do the other leg. Well, check out tonight's feast. Had some of this pasta left from yesterday that Kat's parents made, and I've knocked up some chicken and eggs, surprise, surprise, and a bit of a salad. Big feast, because if you want to get big, you have to eat big. Well, 11:15, it's definitely time for me to go to bed. After I had my dinner, I've been chipping away, editing the footage that I captured today around the garage, and I actually want to get that video out tomorrow. Yeah, just trying to get well back on track and just stay super busy. Okay, it is easy for me to sort of flop and go from being well on track to being in a flop period, really quickly. I explained that a couple of videos ago. How it is amazing that things can sort of slip very quickly. In a matter of days, I end up dropping everything and stopping doing everything that I need to do. But equally, I think it's important to build yourself back up as quick as possible as well. Don't sort of allow yourself to stall in terms of getting back on track. Don't allow your minds to tell you that you need to gradually take your time to get back to where you want to be. It's not about that. You can fall off really quickly when things go bad, but it's also really important that you get back on track really quickly, and that's what I'm trying to do this week. So yeah, it looks like that video, if I sit in tomorrow and work hard on the edit, I should be able to release that video tomorrow and still have time to head out and get myself a new phone or get my phone sorted. That's the goals for tomorrow, but we can deal with those goals tomorrow. Yeah, today's been an awesome day. Obviously really happy to get 2 of my cars back on the road, but as I mentioned earlier, putting it in perspective, trying not to be celebrating about it too much. They are only cars. There is way more important things in my life. I don't want to fall into this trap where when things like that happen, you're jumping for joy, and then when any little thing negative happens, you're in the gutter and being depressed. Not at all. Yet very happy to get those cars back on the road, but yeah, then it's back to reality. There is more important things in my life that I need to focus on. Today it was kind of disappointing that I didn't go and do my leg session. And I acknowledge that it is my mind sort of telling me that it'd be impossible to go and do a gym session without having my podcasts in my ears. But, the compromise was that I did a workout here at home. And as I already mentioned earlier on, whenever I have flopped anything in the past, it's never been a leg session. So the fact that I did a slightly less intense leg session this week here at home, I don't think it's going to matter at all in terms of gains and stuff. So yeah, I need to get myself to bed. As I say, it is 11:15. Still need to have my smoothie and my GABA supplement that I have every night. So yeah, I'm going to end this video and get myself ready for bed. Massive thanks as always to everyone who's tuned in. Feel free to get in touch through my social media or through email, or just drop a comment below this video. I'll be back for another video tomorrow, so I'll chat to you then.